tell me about the pageant process. We didn't speak about this much. What's your favorite part of the actual night of the pageant?
I think my favorite part of that was, I think the top 5 questions. Becoming in the top 5 or placing in the top 5 then was after swimwear round. So I was lucky that was out of the way, and we could now focus on intelligence and intellect as well. Mr. South Africa is not just about good looks. We had a very long process as finalists, and once we started and entered Mr. South Africa. It was a year-long process, and I think through this whole process we wanted to show that Mr. South Africa is really not just good looks, but it's someone that's doing something for the community and really making a change in the community. So I think my highlight of the final evening was definitely the top 5 questions and answers.
Well, the theme of it was honourable men,
Yes.
right? What was your top 5 question?
My top 5 question was, what do you think is the biggest challenge facing our youth of today, and what would you do to stop that once you become Mr. South Africa?
When you were waiting to hear your question, were you nervous?
I was very nervous, Jane. We haven't received our questions before, and you didn't know what to expect. And I was just very
Much
happy.
like this interview.
Very much like this interview. Very much like this interview, Jane. So yeah, I was nervous.
Yeah. And then when they asked you the question, what did you feel? Did you feel, okay, I know what I'm going to say and I'm going to say it now, or did you just start talking? Because I think I would just have verbal diarrhea and be like, rah, 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 rah.
You know what, Jane? I've worked with the youth before, and on my journey as a Mr. South Africa finalist, I did work with the youth before. So it was quite an easy question to me to answer, and I knew exactly what in my eyes is the biggest challenge facing the youth of today. It is obviously very different saying that to one person as to saying it in front of 300 people. Also knowing that the judges are sitting there, and that your faith of Mr. South Africa really depends on your top 5 question and answer. But I was a bit nervous. I was second to answer my top 5 question, and I'm just very happy that I could have answered it very well.
What was your answer?
My answer was that I believe the biggest challenge facing the youth of today is the educational system. And once I would become Mr. South Africa, I would really like to contribute in making changes and adding onto the existing educational programs in South Africa. And through that, I would like to obviously then achieve so much more.
Awesome. Now, how do you plan to do that in the year to come?
I've partnered with a charity organisation called Desk Bags, and I've also worked with them throughout the last year, and I'm going to continue working with them throughout this coming year. And what they basically do is they provide scholars that doesn't have the opportunity of going to school and writing on a desk at school. They provide them with a bag, which then can also be used as a desk. So you've got the multi-purpose bag, and through that, I believe I can contribute in getting our educational system and back on track, and really promising a bright future for South Africa.